Hey, what is going on, guys? It's Bruin Steel here, and welcome back to another wrestling video. So it's been a minute since my last wrestling video. If you guys don't know, if you guys do not know, I've been doing broadcasts with Canadian Yorker. I haven't done a broadcast with Canadian Yorker in forever. I don't know if we're going to be doing one moving forward or doing any broadcasts at all because, lately we've been both kind of busy with our life. But anyways, I just want to come on here and do a little wrestling talk for you guys. Tonight, Saturday night event in Washington, D.C., an end of an era. John Cena, who you wrestling fans can agree on that we all watched growing up. So, end of an era. John Cena is retiring tonight. Saturday night main event, there was a tournament to decide who will he face, and no other than Gunther. So just want to come in here and share my thoughts because John Cena was that wrestler that I grew up watching. I was a WWE wrestling fan back in the day. Obviously growing up, John Cena was an idol. Never give up, hustle, loyalty, and respect. I just want to share my thoughts. He was a good guy, man, and wrestling world is going to miss him. The fans are going to miss him. I can't wait. I'm actually off from work today, so I'll be watching his last match tonight and the whole Saturday night event card. So, John Cena, obviously the huge, debut of John Cena when Kurt Angle called him out, and John Cena in really shorts, I think it was in tight shorts, he comes out, ruthless aggression era, John Cena saying, "My name is John Cena." He ended up losing to Kurt Angle, but ruthless aggression. What a debut for a superstar that, moving on, who's considered the greatest of all time, who's going to be called the greatest of all time later on. Obviously, I have great memories watching some of his matches. Obviously, the rivalries, Randy Orton in 2009, back in the day, 2007, 2008, heel Randy Orton was a menace, and his rivalry with John Cena was great. You got John Cena and Edge going at it back in the day when Edge was with Lita. I love that rivalry. Obviously, John Cena with a rivalry with, I don't know, it was Big Show or something. Back in the day, all those rivalries were great. John Cena and The Undertaker, WrestleMania was a short match. Bray Wyatt, in that, whatever, I forgot what it's called. They had that match when the pandemic happened. I forgot who else there were. John Cena had some great matches. His rivalry with the Authority. John Cena, he was a great guy. He was a great wrestler. Obviously his rivalry with Eric Bischoff. Eric Bischoff didn't like John Cena. Took so many times to try to get John Cena to lose the title. Obviously Kurt Angle was an option. Chris Jericho was an option. Obviously, couldn't do it to take off the WWE Championship. Obviously John Cena. He had some great matches with Shawn Michaels, Triple H. Batista. Of course, Batista's probably going to be at that Saturday night event tonight in Washington, D.C. Washington, D.C. is where Batista is from. So, obviously, that rivalry with Batista, WrestleMania, I Quit match, Last Man Standing match, and I think after that, Batista quit or something. Obviously, John Cena, the rivalry with Dolph Ziggler. The Miz, John Cena and The Miz at WrestleMania, The Rock got involved. John Cena and The Rock, John Cena versus AJ Styles. These are rivalries that were so fun to watch, obviously. John Cena had a rivalry with the Wyatt family. By far my favorite rivalry is probably Edge, Randy Orton. Obviously Edge and Randy Orton were tag team. They were tag partners, rated RKO. John Cena teamed up with Shawn Michaels a little bit, so that's the thing. The rivalries, man, these intense rivalries back in the day. Brock Lesnar, John Cena, Seth Rollins. This rivalry, man, were intense back in the day. Obviously, Brock Lesnar and John Cena had this feud going. Extreme Rules. Brock Lesnar, 2012. It's there, man. The intensity that these rivalries had. People are saying they want to see John Cena and Edge one last time, but it's not happening. Gunther and John Cena, tonight, Saturday Night Van, one last time, John Cena, will he tap out? Gunther said he's going to make John Cena tap out. It's going to be terrible. It just, people are saying that he never got cut. He has tapped out before. John Cena has tapped out. Kurt Ankle Lock, he has tapped out too. Obviously, John Cena and the whole, obviously Nikki Bella dating. They were dating. They had a mixed tag team against Miz and Maurice. Obviously, John Cena and the Nexus. Obviously there's history there. Wade Barrett, who's the announcer, I believe he's on SmackDown. John Cena and the Nexus. That was an amazing story. Wade Barrett, beating John Cena in Hell in a Cell, because forcing John Cena to join Nexus. Obviously, there's the story there. CM Punk, that huge CM Punk. Obviously, I missed him. CM Punk, obviously, they faced off against, I think it was SummerSlam, title for title. CM Punk beat Cena. Walked out of WWE with the title. Came back. John Cena, got 2 WWE Championship title for title. John Laurinaitis rivalry. John Cena and John Laurinaitis, obviously they bumped heads a little bit. CM Punk, obviously, great rivalry with John Cena back in the day, obviously. Randy, like I said Randy Orton. That was my favorite rivalry because they were tangling, obviously Randy Orton slapping John Cena's dad in the face, obviously. So these are great moments. Obviously, John Cena, he is the wrestler that had the most Make-A-Wish Foundation. He is the superstar that had the most Make-A-Wish Foundation, like, wishes in all of the wrestlers. And it was great. Obviously, he's been the impact on that motto, never gave up, and it helped a lot of kids, it helped a lot of families, obviously. And that's just that. And he will be missed, man. A lot of people are going to cry tonight, and the question is, will Gunther make John Cena tap? That's the motto, never give up. Will he not give up by tapping? Will he give up finally by tapping tonight? That's the thing. But John Cena, man, he's great. Gotta give him a salute. And that's just his John Cena's salute. And he runs to the ring, shows us never give up. But John Cena, man, I grew up watching him. Obviously, a lot of wrestling fans grew up watching John Cena, and it was an honor, man. It was an honor growing up watching this guy do what he does best, and he was just a great guy. His co-workers loved him. Obviously, the big rivalry, that he had throughout the years, obviously, and all I can say is farewell, Cena. You will be missed. And that would do it, guys. That was just me sharing my thoughts on John Cena. So yeah, see you guys later. If you guys haven't done so, Canadian Yorker's YouTube link will be in the description of this video. And this video will be uploaded to our wrestling channel. We haven't uploaded on our wrestling channel for a while, so this video is going to be on there. So, yeah, see you guys later.